This conference will now be recorded.
Whatever the project analysis services tab that we created yesterday, let me open that Visual Studio. So simply open the Visual Studio SSDT. Let me open the same time SQL Server as well to see our data source and analysis services. The moment when we are creating this project, a solution, temporary database will be created on our SQL Server Management Studio. So simply you can open this tab at project 57.sln. Okay, what is the issue? Someone has some issue. Is there a way to find the password which we set earlier? I'm getting a username password is invalid. Why can't you use the Windows authentication? So you mean the username when I'm connecting to the data source? So you have entered some username password, right? You were talking about that one or anything else? You are talking about this username password. This username password is nothing but your system login username and your system password. Okay. So Windows authentication username password you don't need to provide, but when you are going to connect your data source here, you need to give your password. Okay. All right. That password is nothing but your system login. If you don't have a login to your system, then you have to set up a password for login for the your computer. Okay. So yesterday we created some data modeling techniques over here. The data modeling techniques includes like all the list of the tables, and that tables we have these username passwords, all the username passwords, sorry, the relationships between the two tables, how to create, how many active relationships in between, what are the different kind of cardinalities. And one more thing, if you observe, there is a filter direction over here. What is this filter direction is, when you are going to filter something on this table, let's say for example, if I am filtering for a particular first name, a first name is a Ram, then what will happen? The sales data related to this particular RAM will be filtered in the fact internet sales table, because the filter direction, if you observe here, that filter direction is in this direction. So that is the reason it will filter the data. Okay. And when you are going to apply this filter on the reverse direction, for example, if I am filtering something on this particular uh, product key, so this particular product who purchased that customer information is going to filter in this reverse direction? Definitely no. It will not filter that data. So it will filter only in a single direction, because by default it will filter the data in a one to many direction. This is one direction and this is many direction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to filter this in two directions by making this one. Just double click on this and change from filter direction. Instead of to fact internet sales, I want to make it as a both directions. Then the data will be filtered in the both directions. If you are applying a filter on the fact internet sales table, it will filter on the customer table as well. If you are applying a filter on the customer table, automatically it will filter on the fact internet sales table as well. So this is how we are going to filtering of the data in the both the tables. That is cross filter direction. And you can create the this one whatever the hierarchy is also. What is the advantage of this hierarchy? The advantage of the hierarchy is when you are going to uh, calculating the data for each city wise, for each country wise, already it will calculate for city wise and state wise. Simply it will take that data over here. Okay, English country region name, state province name, and city name over here. Okay, all right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tabular model over here. So what are all the things we discussed? We have a tables. Under the tables, what are all the columns we have, we can able to see, and what are the hierarchies. If we created anything, you can able to see the hierarchies as well. I created one hierarchy on the team geography table. You can see the hierarchy name is location. Location contains region name, state, province name, and city. Okay, and majors partitions we will discuss later. So the next one is about the relationships what we have created till now. We can able to see the relationships as well. So whatever this cube model you created, that cube model temporarily storing inside your analysis services tabular model, because when we are creating this project, we have given the server name for temporary solution to be stored here, tabular project 57. So temporary storage. Okay, and for example, if I want to uh, browse the data from this cube database, whatever we are developing here. So how to test your database here? To test this database, simply you can analyze this in the Excel. So where we can analyze in Excel, on the top you can see there is a analyze in Excel. So simply click see here, there is a perspective default and the culture. What is the language you are going to use? English language only. Then click OK. Now let's see here, the list of fields is coming here, all the list of tables. So let's say for example under the team geography, we have a location hierarchy. Just drag and drop this location hierarchy to rows over here. See here, under the row labels, we have Australia. Under that Australia, we have a New South Wales is the state name. These are all the city names. Okay, country, state, city. These are all the things we have. Perfect. So this is how we are going to make the hierarchy. And let's say, for example, I want to see the sales amount. How to show the sales amount? Sales amount is coming from the fact internet sales table. So simply go to the fact internet sales table. Yeah. So let me drag and drop the sales. So you cannot able to drag and drop the sales amount because the field you are moving cannot be placed in the area of the report. Okay. So what is the situation? You need to write down a measure values. Whenever you are going to utilize any value like a measure to sum or count, minimum, max, average kind of things, definitely you need to create like a measures. How to create the measures? Simply go to the sales table where we can write down the measure. In the bottom text boxes, you can click anywhere, no issue, and put equal sum of sales amount. Sales amount is coming from sum of fact internet sales amount. And what is the name of this measure you want to give? We have a column, sales amount column inside this table. And what is the name of this you want to give? A name, I want to give it as a total sales amount. Total total sales amount, sum of fact internet sales amount. Okay, see here. Total sales amount measure as created. This is the one. Okay, let me connect from this Excel to this Cube database. Just try to refresh the updated one. Go to the data, refresh all. It will get that measure. Yeah, see, fact internet sales measures. Just now drag and drop that measure here. See, you are getting the sales amount. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, UK, United States. You simply go to the Australia, New South Wales, Queensland, Canada, Alberta, British Columbia, Ontario, France, or Germany, whatever it is. United Kingdom, UK, United States. Clear? So this is how we are going to make the data out. So that is called measures. Similarly, you can able to write down few more measures like a total product cost. Do we have any total product cost measure here? Column, sales amount, yeah, total product cost. So I'm going to write down the total product cost measure as well. You can write down anywhere in this. Simply put equal sum of product cost. Okay, total product cost. Click enter. What is the name of this one? I'm going to call this name as a total product cost. Click enter. Okay, total product cost. This is the total product cost. How to get the profit? Profit is nothing but this total sales amount minus total product cost, right? Okay, let me equal total sales total sales amount. Already I have written a measure, right? So you can use that one. Total sales amount minus total product cost. So this will give you the profit. Now let's refresh my Excel and I will give a proper naming for this one. Click enter. This is the sales amount. This is the product cost. This is the profit. Let me refresh here and you will get the measure. See, total sales amount, total cost, and total profit. This is what we. Okay. Australia, Canada, France, Germany, United Kingdom, all these countries. Australia, New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, all these things. Perfect. So what are the other options available in this queue? This is how you can name it right on the measure values here. So what is a translation? So if you observe, when we are drag and drop this country name is coming in the English, right? Sorry, column names are coming in English, right? Like customer first name. It is in English. Of course, data might be in English, but column names I want to keep in Tamil or Telugu language. So how to change? User wants to change as per his convenience. Whichever the language he wants to manipulate. He wants to change that language because they know about the regional languages. So that is the reason he wants to change the language into first name or last name into Telugu language. How to translate these column names into required language? For that we have a translations option. Right click, uh, manage translations. What is your target language? My target language is Telugu. Export to selected language. And desktop. This is our language. Just right click and open this one. Open with Notepad. So we have somewhere the translations. Search for it here. So translations has started here. For which language? It's a Telugu language. So what do you want to change the names? I want to change two columns because I don't want to change for all the columns. For the first name column, middle name column, last name column. So how to change this first name column into Telugu language? You have to Google Translator. Just type over here first name. So that will be translated to Telugu language. See, what is the name? In Telugu, the first name is Modati name. Then you need to keep that one here. Modati pair. Okay. And also if you want to change for the last name, change that chivari peru. Okay, so this is how I'm going to make for this one. Alright, simply you can save it, and whatever the file you have saved, now you can able to import the transformations. This is how you need to change for all the columns whatever you want. Simply browse it, Telugu language, and overwrite the existing translations. Click on import. So import completed successfully. Perfect. This is total sales amount, total broadcast. This is the profit. Profit. So now let me close this Excel. Let me reconnect. Click on Analyze in Excel. What is the language you need to select? Telugu language. Because we have applied a translation. So when we are going to browse Telugu language, click OK. So let me check whether that column names change to Telugu language or not. Dim customer. Let's see here. మొదటి పేరు చివరి పేరు. Okay, this is how we can able to, but data will be in the same language, but the column names for easily understanding purpose for end users, you can able to translate that one. Okay, you can able to translate over. Any questions? This is about the translation. So as many languages you can able. If you want to Tamil also, you can able to go and change the Tamil language for each field. Yeah, what is the question? Okay, so the next thing is, when you're trying to browse this cube, your cube is getting all the tables, all the columns access, right? All the measures. But I want to restrict for only few dimensions and few fact values. In that kind of situations, you need to create a perspective. What is a perspective? Perspective is a mini cube. Only few dimension, few facts we are going to manage it here. Click on create and manage. Click on create and manage. Go to the new perspective. What is the new perspective name? This I'm going to give it as a mini cube. What are all the fields you want to include over here? That is first name, gender, last name, and dim broad category name, and fact internet sales, having the sales amount, total sales amount. Sorry, yeah, total broadcast profit. And from the dim customer, I will select customer first name, last name. Okay, that's fine. Click OK. So perspective is creating. So on this perspective, whatever the columns I want to give access to the end users to browse the data, I'm just giving access to only those columns. Let me connect. Let me close this Excel. Of course, if you want to connect from Power BI also, you can able to connect. I will show you that as well. Let me analyze in Excel, but you need to select Minikube. Default will get all the columns and all the measures, but here Minikube. Now, what is the language? Telugu language. Click OK. Any language, whatever you have, you can able to select. Now let's see. Limited number of fields. Customer, name, product, facts. Let me drag and drop English put category name. And what is the profit by each category? You can see. This is the profit. So it is a self BI, means they can able to create the reporting themselves. They can easily create the reporting over here. Any, all right. So what is the, we have discussed about translations, tables, relationships, perspectives, measures. The next one is the KPIs. What is a KPI? How can we make this KPI? What is a KPI? Let's say, for example, I want to write down two more measures for current year versus previous year sales amount. For the current year sales amount, you can able to use this dates by TD function equal to calculate. This is a DAX. If you know Power BI, you will get these formulas. Sum of sales amount, comma, dates by TD. This will give you the current year sales amount. Similarly, I need for previous year YTD. Same thing I'm going to use minus 1 year. How to get minus 1 year? This is for previous year. I'm going to make data add minus. From these dates, I'm just doing minus 1. So this is for previous year. So I want to compare current year versus previous year. How much of the sales amount happened percentage comparing to previous year? The percentage, if it is at least 0 to 40 percentage, then I want to make it as a red color. If it is more than 40 percentage happen comparing to previous year, 40 to 60, I will make it yellow color. If it is more than 60, then I will make it as a green color. So how to write down a KPI? Right click on this previous year YTD, create KPI. And what is our KPI base measure? Previous year YTD. Sorry, target is this one. So right click on this current year versus previous year. Current year YTD. And what is your target one? The target one is previous year YTD. 0 to 40, 40 to 80, or 80. So current year YTD sales amount, if it is 0 to 40 percentage of previous year, then the red color I am displaying. And what icons you want to display? This one. Then click OK. Let me refresh this one. Go to data pan, click on refresh. Oh, we need to, let me close this one and take the other one. Analyze in Excel, default one, click OK. So let me drag and drop the category name. Or the English product name. And this KPI. What is your current year YTD value? What is your previous year? And what is the status? So your current year sales amount comparing to previous year, this is previous year, it is below 40%. That is the reason it is displaying a red color over here. That is the reason it is displaying red color only. All right. That is the reason the icons it is displaying as a red color icons. Let's see, anywhere it's coming as a green color. No. All the sales amount of current year for every product is below 40% we have done comparing to the previous year. Clear? Any other questions from anyone? So KPIs, data sources, measures, perspectives, relationships, and tables, translations. Roles will be created later. Okay, whatever the project I have developed in this model, I want to deploy my Cube database into this analysis services. To deploy, first you need to take your server name, and inside this server we are going to deploy, right? Simply how to deploy your project. Simply you can go to the projects. Under that tab there, project 57 properties. There you need to provide your server name here. So whatever the server where you want to publish, then simply click OK. And if you want to check whether this project have the any errors or not, simply go to the view solution explorer. Under your solution, right click and first build the solution. If you have any errors, it will throw. If you don't have any errors, build will be success. Then immediately you can able to start the deployment process. Right click and deploy. So it is going to deploy all your cube database, and you need to enter your password of the data source. Then click OK. So it is deploying everything. Data also it will be processing. Let's see all the database and simply close this one. Then simply I'm going to close this one. So once you are closing, the temporary solution will be gone from here. So let me refresh this server. Tablet project 57. This project, this database contains this data source connection. What are the list of tables? Roles is the security we will create in the tomorrow session. So we developed a project by taking the data from on-premises. This is my data source, SQL Server. This is a Visual Studio for SQL Server data tools. This is Analysis Services Server. What we did, we have taken the data from here, developed a model over here by using different options in the Visual Studio, and then finally that we are going to deploy into Analysis Services. Then your Power BI is going to connect to this cube database, whatever you have deployed, and then you can able to design the reports. But tomorrow what I want to do, instead of deploying my cube database into my on-premises, inside the cloud environment, I want to create one Analysis Services cube database service, and then I will deploy over here. Instead of taking the data from on-premises SQL Server, I want to take the data from the cloud Synapse data warehouse. By taking the data from there, I want to design the reports. This is Synapse data warehousing cloud Azure. This is local data warehousing SQL. This is Visual Studio for SQL data tools. Visual Studio SQL data tools. This is for what is this? Analysis Services server in cloud. This is Analysis Services in local computer. This is Power BI. Okay, either ways you can. Either you can publish into cloud or online. I mean on premises. So then you can able to connect to Power BI. Clear? Any questions from anyone? Okay, so these are all the things we have. Tomorrow I will cover this part. Development has completed. Then how to deploy into your cloud, we will discuss tomorrow. Any questions from anyone, guys?